Hiya folks, you're very welcome along to John's Garage this week. And this week I got to eat a lot of words that have come out of my mouth over the last number of years. So I think it's fair to say my relationship and thoughts and opinions on BMW it's very hit and miss. I can like them, I can hate them, but I've never really thought a whole pile about them, being honest with it. I've looked at the bulk basic ones and just said, why would you pay that price when you could have something else that's much better? I've looked at the expensive ones and said, mad money. I don't see the appeal. And today I get to eat my words, because today we are driving a 1996 E36 M3 Evolution. And I really like this car. It's so responsive. I didn't expect to sit into this car and say, oh my God, it fits me like a glove, but that's exactly what it does. It fits me like a glove. It's got a lovely standout interior, probably divisive, but I love the red interior. I love the fact that everything wraps around me as the driver. We got a lovely 6-speed gearbox which came with the Evolution. We have the 3.2 litre straight 6 BMW M3 engine coming with 321 horsepower, and all of those horsepowers, I'm glad to say, in this particular one are still there and still alive. I was nervous sitting into this car to drive it, because I said, listen, obviously it's not my car and it's a very expensive car, and this car is in incredible condition. I can't actually get over it. 33,670 miles from new. That's all this car has, and there isn't a mark anywhere on it. I feel bad for the owner. Now, the owner was really insistent that I take this car out today, but it's lashing rain and I'm dirtying it, and I actually feel really bad because I got to see underneath the car, and it's like a showroom car. It's absolutely perfect. I don't know. I really wasn't expecting to like this car as much as I do, but I really do. It's just so nice and responsive. Like, we're cruising along 50 miles an hour right now. I was in 6th gear, down to 5th. And you could just drive this car normally. There's no animal in here. It feels normal. It feels like a nice, lively, pleasant car that engages the driver. But I know I could, and I'm not going to right now, there's a Nissan Micra in front of me. I could drop this down the gears and just shoot off like a rocket. And that's the kind of car it is. It really is a wolf in sheep's clothing. From the outside, you get a nice spoiler, nice little body kit came with the M3s, lovely set of alloys, but that's kind of it. It's not a shouty car, and I like it. I like that. I respect that. It's not in your face. It's very Germanic in that particular way. It's not trying to be anything. It's not trying to be leery. It's not like the Fords. The Fords will really get up in your face and say, look at me, I'm shouty, I'm this, I'm that. And all credit to them, that's what they do, and they're known for doing it. This car, it's far more restrained. It's a very somber interior, but as I say, very comfortable. It's got everything you want. The steering is just lovely. It's just so responsive. Now, I know, I appreciate it. I'm just taking it on a short run, and I'm not particularly gunning it or anything, but my God. Okay, well, hold on. We have a straight line. Let's go for it. Wow. 40 miles an hour. I'm not going to, it's not my car, so I don't want to abuse it, but my God, it's lovely. Dashboard, typical German. Everything's so clearly laid out, so easy to see. Everything in the interior just falls to your fingers. It's actually really comfortable in here. This is something I really like about the German cars, the quality of the interior, and in my opinion, this has it in buckets. Now, it's not a big car, especially not big in the interior. Rear seat space, yeah, you'd fit 2 adults in there. Probably not for a long journey. They probably won't want to be in there for a long journey, but definitely a couple of kids. But, you know, that's probably part of why this car has never really appealed to me. I'm married a couple of years, we have young family. I look at a car like this and I think, oh God, yeah, that'd be a nice car for someone who doesn't have kids. But I'm pretty sure some of the kids could lose their legs and fit in there, and they'd be happy enough getting in there, especially with that engine sound. It is gorgeous. Straight 6 engines. I know a lot of people rave about V8s. We had a Merc on a couple of weeks ago, and again, I had a lovely V8. That was the CL500, CL55. But this is different. A straight 6 is just to die for. They're just so sweet, so smooth. Yeah, wow. As I say, I'm very happy to eat my words on this. I have been wrong. I have had a a bad opinion. In case you're wondering why my opinion was bad, well, it's quite simple. I love Rover cars, I love MG cars. I got wrapped up in all that nonsense of, oh, BMW ended Rover and they killed them and they did this and they did that. Listen, history is one thing. Whether what happened then is another thing probably. But I have to say, I'm happy to eat my words. I'm wrong. This car is gorgeous. This car is a hoot to drive and can also be really comfortable at the same time. And I don't know what to say else. As I say, 321 horsepower, straight six, 3.2 litre. It's the Evo model. It's got a gorgeous interior, beautiful silver paintwork. As I say, it mightn't be everyone's combination, but I certainly love it. Lovely period 90s accessory computer here, trip computer, with a lot of different functions on it. It's currently telling me there's a brake light bulb out, which is fine. There's always a brake light bulb out in an older car, so I'm not too worried about that. I also have a check control light on in the dashboard. It's typical BMW. It's warning me about something. And I'm happy to say this car actually came with a really unusual extra for a mid-90s BMW, and here it is. It's called an indicator, and I'm going to use mine now in just a second. So see, it does work. So I'm delighted with that. So a great little thing to have. And yeah, it's a smashing car. And I'm being beaten by a Yaris here, so I'm clearly not a great driver, but okay, I don't know what else to say. This car has really put a smile on my face, and I'm delighted with the owner contacting me and saying, listen, I'd love you to take that car out today. So really, I've genuinely happy. The smile on my face is just because I'm enjoying driving it. I'm actually getting stuck for words because I'm actually so into driving the car, I don't know what to say to you. What else? I'm just looking around here to find a couple of other features just to let you know what the car has. It doesn't have a sunroof, but it does have heated leather seats. We have electric windows, multi-change CD player. Again, the original radios there, I love that. Lovely climate control vents, tiny mileage, 33,000 as I said previously. Lovely sports steering wheel. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I know in the mid-90s a lot of airbags came. There were huge big airbag systems, the earlier systems in the car. This one's a lovely sweet little steering wheel. That's gorgeous. We've electric mirrors and of course the specific mirrors that were standard on the M3. And yeah, that's it. I'm delighted you came along for the drive today. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have. I'm now getting paranoid. I'm coming to the end of the drive and I'm like, I just want to get this car back to the owner because it's too perfect and I'm terrified I'm going to do something to it. So yeah, listen, thank you very much for coming along. Don't forget to like, to subscribe to the channel and give us a comment. Do you agree with my opinion on BMWs over the past couple of years? Do you think they're all a bit pants? Or are you like me? Have you had to eat your words on occasion and say, I was wrong? Hiya folks, you're very welcome along again to this week's video. I'm going to actually have a little look around the car, some of the outside aspects, the engine, the interior this week. Kind of going to do a bit of a Doug DeMuro, quirks and features, but we won't go too in depth in it. I'm only going to take a minute with it. So as you can see, this is a beautiful silver color M3. It has a burgundy leather interior, very unusual color combination. I'm not entirely sure I would have been brave enough to do that on day one, but this many years later, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And the leather is to die for. It is so soft, it is completely uncreased. It's absolutely immaculate, much like the rest of this car. But the other good thing about this car is the owner uses it. It isn't locked up in a shed every single day of the year. This is used and it's loved. Only 30,000 miles from new, so it's going to be pristine, it's going to be perfect. So what do we expect? So let's have a little look around the car. We have the 17-inch wheels, which are specific to the BMW M3. We have, again, wing mirrors, again, which are specifically styled to be more aerodynamic. Again, specific to the M3. Inside we have our very comfortable bucket seats with the 3 stripes of BMW M series cars. So we have light blue, dark blue and red, of course, the racing colors. This is a 3.2 litre straight 6-cylinder engine mounted to a 6-speed gearbox, and this is particular model is a 1996 BMW M3 Evolution. So it's a couple of nice little extra features, especially that engine, which went on to be installed in the BMW E36 later on, the M3 version of that as well. We have climate control in this particular car. We have heated leather seats, as I said, well, I didn't say that already. We have electric windows. And you know what? this car is to die for. Now, I'm going to confess something. I already said it in the video when I was driving. I'm not a massive BMW fan. And in particular, the E36, back in the 90s, early 2000s, it never did very much for me. It was really common. It wasn't as nice as the E30 I felt in styling. It didn't really look that great to me, especially when cars were becoming more rounded and beautiful looking, especially along the lines of the Alfa Romeo 156. Now, I know that came a little bit later on in the E36's life, but I never quite gelled with the styling. But I have to say, in 2021, I actually appreciate these cars now. I think they were very sharply styled, beautiful size, beautiful weight, look great. You know, these cars nowadays really do sell it to me. I think they just look brilliant in comparison to what BMW is offering these days. That's not very hard, but still, I forgive the current styling. I think they are good cars still, and they're as long as you don't look at the front, they're actually really nicely proportioned, and especially the 4 Series. I think it's absolutely gorgeous once you're not looking at the front. Other than that, this car is immaculate. It's a beautiful car to drive. It's very, very practical. You could easily fit 4 people in here, plus luggage, and be comfortable on a trip. Now, maybe not the longest trip in the world, but you'd certainly be comfortable, especially if there's only 2 passengers in the car, plus their luggage. So, folks, you're very welcome along to the interior of the car. This car, I can't get over how original it is. It is absolutely as if it just drove out of the factory, apart from I think the maths aren't 100% correct, but let me know in the comments if I'm wrong about that. We have electric adjustment on the mirror, beautiful leather steering wheel, no buttons clogging it up, lovely, simple, stylish design, very clear gauges, everything can be seen. As I said, 30,000 miles from new. We have our climate control system here. It's not a dual system, but who cares? The car is tiny. Original stereo. I love to see an original stereo. It just sets off the interior very, very well. We have a very early form of a car computer, in-car computer. It goes through figures like your consumption, your range. They're probably not going to be great in an M3, especially if you're doing M3 stuff in it, but it's there if you want to know about that. Steering wheel has up and down adjustment. This car, one thing I love about BMWs of this era, despite the fact that I said I wasn't a massive fan of the E30 at the time, is the indicators. They're just so solid. And like when you consider most people were driving mid-90s Corollas and the likes of that around this time, or Japanese cars, like even in my 1993 Renault 19, these things feel brittle. In this, they are solid and they have a lovely function. You have extra length on the seat base. You've good lumbar support, really grippy bucket seats, but they're not uncomfortable. They're actually really, really comfortable on a long journey. You have nighttime adjustment on the mirror. Again, we have our sun visors with built-in mirror and vanity light if you're into that sort of stuff. And this particular model doesn't have dual airbags, but I suppose the owner doesn't plan on accessing the one airbag that it does have. Again, mid-90s cars, we weren't too worried about the amount of airbags in them at that stage. NCAP didn't particularly care, so long as you didn't get killed in any kind of a crash, in any kind of a light impact. Again, you can dim the dashboard lights. You have headlamp level adjustment, front fog lights, rear fog lights, electric windows, electric heated seats, as I said, and of course it's the 90s, so we still want our little ashtrays and a way to light our big cigarette, our lovely big cigarettes, Marlboro Golds. I miss you guys so much every single day, but hey, you know what, I've moved on, as a lot of people have. If your kids want to have a smoke as well, there's an ashtray there for them as well, but you're going to require mom or dad to light that cigarette for you. I was wrong about this, but you know what? If anybody has an M3 E46 or even an E30, I doubt you're going to have an M3 E30, but if you do, definitely shoot me up there and give me a drive of it. But I'd love to actually have a look at some of the other BMW models, and definitely models in the range, because you know, maybe I've been wrong all these years and I need to start revising my history and changing my opinions. And that's what this channel is about. It's just about having a little bit of fun behind the wheel and just having a little bit of fun in the cars and just bringing you along for the spin with me. I'm actually going to turn around at the roundabout here, so I'm going to let you guys go. I don't think the next bit should be on camera. So thank you very much, guys. Bye bye.